One of the craziest parts about our economy right now is trying to figure out if it's a smart time to buy a home. And this is a very good question. So I'm going to cover in this video, or at least have a discussion on my perspective on it, my professional opinion, and as a regular everyday American as well, and try to give you guys some insights on how to help make this decision for yourself. So before we get into this quick discussion, I want you guys to support the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I'm releasing videos multiple times a week, if not daily. My intention is to help give you the guidance and the information that you need to become financially fit and hopefully financially free. So support the channel so the channel can keep supporting you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for your support. And let's get started. So, is it a good time to buy a house right now? Good question. Rates are up nearly double where they were about 11 months ago, 10 or 11 months ago. And prices have been going through the roof since 2021 in particular. So many of us, depending on your market, have either been priced out or have had a significant decrease in the amount of home that we can afford. For those of you who are still on the fence and in a reasonable financial position to pull the trigger on a home and you're just undecided, my thought process and potential 2 cents advice, of course not advice, but for entertainment purposes, my advice would be, you need to dig deeper beyond the financial aspect and even the professional aspect in making this decision. Buying a home is something that is deeper than money. It is something that has a huge impact on your quality of life. Home ownership is tied to a lot of statistics, healthy statistics. If you're raising children, potentially in a relationship aspect, there's a lot of different factors where owning a home typically comes out better than being a renter. And some of you may be on the fence of buying your next home. You've already owned a home. You already know what the feeling is like. And this is just a matter of if it makes sense to buy your next home. And that might be a little bit more of a financial decision and a personal decision on what works for you as an individual or you and your family. Particularly for those of you who are, new to home ownership or have not bought a home yet in the past, and this would be your first home, and this is like a really, really nerve-wracking time to try to figure it out. Yes, you need to figure out your finances. Are you in a legitimate position to pull a trigger on a home? Rates for the last 4 or 5 weeks as of the time of this recording have been dropping, and for the first time, for the most part, rates they're below 6%. And seeing rates over 7% just about 8 to 10 weeks ago, for one, should tell you economically that the federal funds rate is not the predominant driver behind interest rates on mortgages. We've kind of talked about in a previous video that the 10-year treasury has a lot to do with interest rates on mortgage as well as demand. So demand has been dropping, even though it's still relatively high. And the 10-year treasury has been dropping recently. So the rates have been going with it. This might be an opportune time to strike for some of you who are already in position and can literally jump out right now and start making offers or making them pretty soon. The economic ramifications of the Fed's funds rate rising and the fact that we may be going into a recession while inflation is still high, it's really hard to say what's going to happen to mortgage rates in the coming future. We're also in the winter time where the housing market goes through a natural slowdown. So for those of you who are indecisive but maybe in the proper economic position, you may want to seriously consider taking it for what it is right now and going for it if you're in position. A lot of different content creators that are around the mortgage space, may be giving different opinions or they're kind of playing it neutral. And I understand that, none of us want to necessarily be an influence that leads to somebody having a negative experience with their finances or such a big decision. But I'm going to step out and say that, honestly speaking, if you are somebody who's been dreaming or, envisioning or planning for home ownership for some time, and you're right on the edge, you have an opportunity to strike, I think you should consider going for it. Again, making sure your finances are in order, credit, if you're going to do down payment, knowing which mortgage loan is going to fit you with these economic times and how long you plan on staying in the property. You need to have a decent set of professionals around you, a realtor and a lender in particular, that are going to, give you honest advice and feedback based on your local market. But internally, this video is kind of touching on internally. Interest rates are dropping. The economy has a long way to go with, the lag from the economic decisions and the government policies and stuff that's been coming from the Federal Reserve and the government. We got a ways to go before we know where this economy is actually going. So if there's an opportunity now, then for some of you who've already been pushed out or pushed down, you may want to strike. For those of you who are not in such a desperate position and you could afford to ride out the next 12, 24, 36 months, then cool, ride it out and see what happens. If you're not in a desperate position, then don't put yourself in one. Relax, see what happens. If an opportunity opens up, you can take it. But particularly for those who are, really looking to make their first purchase, and this is a bigger decision besides the money, you want this for your family, you want this for yourself, whatever the case may be. If you're in position and the interest rates dropping have opened things up for you, then you need to talk to your realtor and talk to your lender and see about taking advantage of this opportunity. Learn your market, learn the mortgage program and the local the city and state programs that may be available to assist you in this purchase, and go out there and take action, get in motion. That's my thought process. So I hope this information and this insight was valuable for you. Hopefully this was a little motivation to push you to do something that will hopefully turn out better for you in the intermediate and long term. I want you guys to stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe. Again, I'm going to be putting out content on a regular basis to help you guys build out your blueprint for prosperity. Stay focused, stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.